trained just at the East Williston High School, is that right?
Yes, that's known as the Wheatley School in Old Westbury.
Now, sir, what is your reaction to the American Legion State Commander's demand that these students who are refusing to make a pledge to the flag be expelled?
There is no basis for expelling a pupil on the basis of his refusal to do so. We are seeking assistance and clarification of the law from the State Education Department. The law is rather vague. Our communications up to this point have been rather vague, but there is no indication that we have the right of compulsion other than if we should order a youngster to participate in the pledge, whereupon his refusal to do so may be considered insubordination. Since we are not insisting, since we are not forcing people to do this, there are no grounds for insubordination, and we're seriously concerned with the question of compulsion and force.
Now, so you've had a lot of calls on this today, I'm sure. What are your feelings on this matter, your own personal feelings?
My own personal feelings is that here is a matter that is a real challenge to us as school people. If schools are here to educate people and to teach them how to think, then I think that it's our duty to explore in whatever ways are available to us why it is that a youngster feels that he cannot participate in the pledge. What we feel is important here is the opportunity to discuss with pupils why they feel this way, in the hopes that through discussions and conversations they can reevaluate their own feelings, their own values, and as a result of seeing this thing in a broader light, come to realize that there may be a place for them in terms of being able to participate in the pledge, and realize that there is nothing that really violates the things which we feel they think are being violated.
So how important do you think the pledge to the flag is?
Well, and this is purely my own personal opinion. I think it is proper. Nonetheless, the use of the word proper does not necessarily mean that I would force people or that it becomes a compulsory act that everybody must engage in. Love of country and patriotism can be shown in many ways, and I would be the first to admit that the mere utterance of a pledge would not necessarily be indicative of one's patriotism, or that the lack of his saying the pledge would be indicative of his lack of patriotism.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. So how important is the pledge to the flag?
The pledge to the flag, of course, is could be considered somewhat of a ceremony intended to instill patriotism in our young people. Whether the participation in the pledge can be construed as genuine patriotism is a matter that's open to question. The converse of this would be, do those who wish not to pledge be considered as unpatriotic? I think that the question is really deeper than that, because patriotism, I'm sure, is more a frame of mind than it is the result of simply what people say or not say.
Then you would say it's not terribly important, then?
I would say that it's not so important that this sort of an issue ought to be made out of it. We see this thing as an opportunity to explore a very, very personal problem and a very important problem with youngsters in terms of helping them to grow and mature and to make sound judgments, to have the opportunity to develop for themselves a clear set of values.
Now, this case has brought your school system a lot of notoriety. What is the reaction of the teachers and the school administrators to all this publicity?
I'm very dismayed at the notoriety that our little local problem has brought to us. I think it's a sad commentary that a school which can be considered amongst the 40 or 50 finest high schools in the nation finds its way into the press as a result of what we initially considered a more or less routine problem, and at the same time finds it so difficult to get this same kind of coverage for the very forward-reaching programs that we're operating in this district.
All right, fine. Thank you very much, sir.